Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. We're in the midst of Vermont's Fair and Field Days season. The State Fair in Rutland wrapped up on Friday. The Caledonia County Fair opens on Wednesday. And the state's largest fair, the Champlain Valley Fair, opens its gates on Friday. As we learned last week, our program with Vermont photographer and writer Stephen Meese, the fairgrounds in Essex Junction are turning 100 years old. As part of this year's fair, there will be traditions to revisit and new events and exhibits to discover. Joining me today is Expo's Executive Director, Tim Shea. Tim, good afternoon, and thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So what's going on at the fairgrounds now as you're getting ready to open on Friday afternoon?
Yeah, the final preparations, the rides are starting to arrive. They come in from Erie County, New York, so the rides are en route and being set up. The food concessionaires are setting up as well as our ag programming. The animals will start to arrive in a couple of days here as we prepare for our Friday opening.
So what do you look forward the most for this 2022 fair?
I think, celebrating the 100 years is certainly a mile marker for us and for the community, and those who have given so much time and effort to make the fair what it is. We certainly had a setback in 2020, as so many folks did with the pandemic. And when we kind of hit the pause button for a year, we were excited to come back last year for 2021 with a little scaled back fair, but we're excited this year that traditional shows in the grandstand are back in full swing, as are other parts of the fair.
Yeah, absolutely. So the roots of the fair are in agriculture, education, and entertainment, of course. In what ways does the fair educate attendees about Vermont agriculture?
Well, I think that what's unique about, I think, the agricultural programming here, being in Chittenden County, oftentimes it's our guests' only chance to experience, learn about agriculture. And a lot of that takes place. We have wonderful superintendents throughout the fair that can articulate and explain, answer questions. Again, people's oftentimes their only opportunity to learn firsthand about Vermont's rich agricultural history.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that how those girls are all in white. It's just beautiful with those beautiful cows. On Wednesday, the 31st, the fairgrounds will host the annual Agricultural Hall of Fame induction. And we have a picture from part of last year's induction showing Jake and Pauline Kuchar from Westfield. Tim, the Hall of Fame recognizes lifetime achievement, but also emerging leaders who will lead Vermont ag in the decades to come.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we changed or enhanced the categories, I should say, to recognize the innovators and emerging leaders, because we've had a number, and we always do, lifetime achievements like the Kuchars and others. But we thought it'd be a neat opportunity to add some of those that are just entering in the agricultural industry and have made significant impacts in a relatively short period of time.
I love that. And so there will be, the Hall of Famers at the fair, and there will also be lots of other Vermonters working behind the scenes at the fair. How important are the superintendents and volunteers there?
Yeah, we often say without superintendents, there's not a fair, because they're the ones that really run the agricultural programming. And boy, they're passionate, their heart is in it. And then they have a group of volunteers behind them that make it happen. Again, and their work oftentimes goes on year round, as far as communicating with their volunteers and what the programming will be. And then it all comes together for the 10 days here at the Champlain Valley Expo. Each department has the volunteers, and without them, I'm not certain the fair would be as successful as it is, because when our guests come in, they may not see behind the scenes all the preparations that's taken place to put on those competitions. Again, without the superintendents and the volunteers, it would not occur. And that's not unique to our fair. I noticed throughout Vermont and other fairs throughout the country that we interact with. Without the superintendents and volunteers, it'd be a real struggle.
As Tim points out, the fair relies on hundreds of volunteers, and they do everything from vegetables and flower judging to supporting the culinary contests and the 4-H events. Nonprofits like the County Sugar Makers Association also rely on volunteers.
If you're craving a creamy or cotton candy, or maybe you're down for a donut, then the Maple Sugar House at the Champlain Valley Fair has what you need.
Your maple staples.
Mike Gilmet has been working at the Sugar House as a volunteer for decades.
We got involved, we volunteered just like everybody else. And I was a young guy, so I said sure, and I never left, right?
In addition to serving the sweetest treats at the fair, the mission of the Sugar House is promotion and education of of Vermont's signature crop.
All of our proceeds go to research. All the research is benefited by every maple producer right in the state or even in the United States.
A majority of the research is conducted at the UVM Proctor Maple Research Center in Underhill. This 200-acre facility is a laboratory where the latest techniques for sap collection and boiling are developed alongside implementing the best management practices to promote healthy and sustainable forests. Brendan Haynes works with researchers at the Proctor Maple Research Center, like Abby Vandenberg, to test and refine the latest practices that improve syrup production. But when the season is over and Brendan has pulled his last tap, he volunteers at the sugar house and talks with visitors about what it takes to make pure Vermont maple syrup.
Oh God, I love it. Today I'm here at the sugar house, primarily handing out samples of syrup that we have to interested people that come over and want to have a chance to try out maple, whether they're familiar with the different grades or if they just want an opportunity to try some infused syrup. I think it's important that UVM is here. We're here to share what we know about increasing sap yields through different techniques that have been changing through the years. It's been a lot has changed.
Like Haynes, Gumet knows chatting up visitors to the sugar house during Fair Week might make a difference the next time they're at the grocery store.
To kind of get an idea of what's good, better, best, and then they go home and they remember this. So when they're looking for syrup at the market, they know, they have a better idea what they're trying to get or what they want to get.
Funding the future of maple research, one bag of cotton candy and one creamy at a time. At the Champlain Valley Fair, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
I'm already looking forward to a maple creamy. If you're just joining us, I'm with Tim Shea, the Executive Director of Champlain Valley Expo, which opens the fair on Friday afternoon. Tim, there's always something for everyone, so let's touch on a little bit of the entertainment, concerts, shows, etc. What's up?
Yeah, we have, well, this is a unique year. Steve Boehner, the hypnotist, has been here for 30 some odd years. This is his last year with us here. He's formally retiring, and this will be his last year. His last fair will be the Champlain Valley Fair. We're excited this year to bring in a glass blowing exhibit. We always try to mix up a bit the entertainment we have on the grounds. We call our free entertainment. That's the jugglers you see, the music performers. We have a number of Vermont musicians performing in our free stages on the grounds. And then, of course, there's in the grandstand. We have a variety from Jeff Dunham, a ventriloquist comedian, to Nellie, Dropkick Murphys, to Scotty McCreery, a country singer. So it's a little bit of everything for everybody. And we're excited to be able to offer this programming to our community.
Yeah, little pig races. There's so much great stuff that goes on. And in addition to some of the free shows, you also offer special discount days.
We do. It starts with our opening day this Friday with half-price ticketing and tickets and half-price ride bracelets. We do a great program midweek, Monday through Friday, $8 after 5 p.m. We do carload special on Wednesday. We do a military appreciation day on Monday, Kids Day on Monday as well. So I encourage folks to go to our website where all of this is laid out in detail.
Okay, and there are thousands of animals at the fair. It's my favorite part. And keeping people safe and healthy is obviously a priority for you. What do you want people to know as they visit the poultry, cows, rabbits, and all the other animals?
Yeah, going back to what I said earlier with our superintendents and volunteers, the pre-work that's done between our superintendents and volunteers, working with the agriculture department or agency rather, to make sure the animals are, done the paperwork and all the background, so when they come here to the fair,
good job, Emma. Oh, good. That's awesome.
Our guests can expect a safe environment to interact and learn from the superintendents about the animals.
Okay, before we go, I want to be sure that we highlight the fact that the Champlain Valley Fair kicks off this Friday, August 26th. It runs through Sunday, September 4th. For more information, including advance tickets, you can go to the website on your screen or call 802-878-5545. Tim, very exciting to have this huge and wonderful fair back with us. Thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck with the fair.
Thanks very much.
And thank you for joining us today. Have a sweet end of summer and stay well.